I know that one of your biggest challenges, and I've read in one of your interviews, is that you deal with imposter syndrome.
Yeah, for sure. I think that just comes with being a creative a lot of the time. But you know what? I think one of the biggest things that's been a help to me, which I learned from the homie Tim Ferriss. But Tim Ferriss, he's just like he's just a boss. I don't even really know what he does, but he has a podcast and he's a author. But in his book, he like interviewed world-class performers, like all types of people, like Tony Hawk, you know, like actors, all types of people from all walks of life, like successful people. And one of the biggest things I learned from his book is called Tools of Titans. One thing I learned was the jar of awesome method, which I think other people call it like the cookie jar, which my boy Keith Mills talked about that too. But basically, every time like you do something that you're like proud of or is like an accomplishment in your eyes, you write it like on a little piece of paper and then put it in a jar. And I think that seeing the jar and like keeping it out like on my table and seeing it filled with like all these moments that were a moment of triumph to me or like a accomplishment that I felt proud of, write it down and put it in there. I think like seeing that, I'm like, shit.
What was the last thing you put in that jar?
The last thing I put in that jar was that I got booked for a space yacht show. Because that was like one of my biggest goals when I started off in-house. Was like, damn, space yacht popping, I'm trying to play a space yacht show. So now that happened, you know, I had to write it in there. And yeah, every time like something like that happens, I try to like really not just be on to the next thing, you feel me? Like it's important to continue to have goals, but at the same time, you gotta look back and be proud of what you've accomplished already and not forget that like you got the juice.
You got the juice.
Yeah, and it's easy to like just be already on to the next horizon. They call that like the hedonic treadmill or whatever, you feel me? Like whatever is new in your life, like you get used to it with the quickness. So I just think that's a really good method like for anybody that struggles with imposter syndrome or like you ever feel like you're not the real deal. I think that's like a good treatment for it.